Hi everyone, you're welcome to today's session of the training in Microsoft Word. And today we are going to be talking about how to be able to input watermarks in Microsoft Word. First of all, we need to understand what a watermark is. And we say that a watermark in Microsoft Word is a faint, semi-transparent text or image that appears behind the main content on each page of the document, and it's often used for branding, like company logos appearing at the background of every document. We can use document status, like you can write confidential on your document, and it doesn't necessarily affect the content. So let's dive straight into how to be able to input the watermark. So regarding types of watermarks, we can have two types. The text watermark, wherein it is a text that is placed at the background of your document, or we can do a picture watermark, wherein it is the image or the picture that is placed behind the content. So let's write on. First, we need a blank new document. I click on my Microsoft Word for it to launch. And I believe that we all are aware or understand exactly how to navigate this getting started screen, wherein you can choose a template to work with, open a recent file, or do a blank new document. For today's session, I'm going to be using first a blank new document. And just for us to understand, this is a blank document in Microsoft Word and nothing has been written on it yet. So, irrespective of whether or not you have text on the page or not, you can be able to apply watermarks on your page. So let's write on. To insert a watermark on a document in Microsoft Word, we are going to click on, this is here, we're going to click on the Design tab. On the Design tab, it opens to the various groups like document formatting, page background. So in the page background group, there are three options there. We can find watermark, we can find page color, we can find page borders, okay? So we click on the watermark command because that is what we're looking for. When we click on watermark, it opens to a drop-down menu of options. Now you see you can choose all these default settings, confidential, irrespective of probably the alignment of the word confidential on your document. This is actually useful to protect files from being photocopied and maybe misrepresented also. So we're going to be using this command called custom watermark, okay? You can use this to remove an existing watermark that is already there. So if you click on custom watermark, it opens to this printed watermark dialog box. Here it reads no watermark because we do not have a watermark yet on our page. All right. So depending on the kind of watermark we want to insert, we can do either picture watermark or text watermark. If I click on picture watermark, you see that the select picture becomes active, but the moment it wasn't highlighted, this looks very blurred, right? As if we cannot be able to work with it. So when I click on picture watermark, I can click on select picture to choose either whether it is the company logo or the image I need for it to appear on the background of my document. So clicking select picture opens to this window where I decide or choose where my image or where my logo is found. So I can do from file, I double click that. It opens to this insert picture dialog box where on this side of the window, I can try to relocate where my picture is found. So I can do desktop or I can do uh, downloads. I can scroll down to search for our image. Yep, and this is it. So if I click on this, I click insert, it automatically inserts itself. So when you get to the image or the logo where you want to insert the watermark, click on it and then you click on insert. Once that is being done, you have actually chosen an asset already that has to be used for the background. We can't see anything yet on the document because we have not yet applied. And another thing we have to set after we have chosen the picture is the scale. Scale means how large or small your watermark is going to appear. All right. So you can choose auto, right? Or you can click on this drop down arrow and then choose the size or the width or the height or how large it should be. If I go by 100% and if I go by 100%, it means I want it to show fully. All right. I can equally set this washout. If you deactivate this washout, it's going to appear really clear, exact, and you see that you might actually not be able to see your text clearly because the logo or the image will have its exact resolution without being faded. So I can activate this washout and then I click on apply. Let's take close and see. This is our watermark. This is the watermark we have inserted on this document. Okay. Now, if we want to make any changes to an existing watermark that we've already inserted like this one, we go back to watermark and we take custom watermark. When this box opens, we can actually, okay, let's take it down from 100 to maybe to 50 and click apply. You see that the size of the watermark reduces. Are we there? So we can do auto and apply and see exactly how it appears. So we can actually switch between any of these skills and apply to see exactly how it affects the document concerned. And if we deactivate washout and apply, you see that the logo appears exactly the way it is without any blurring effect or something. And if you allow your logo at this stage or your image at this stage, certainly when you add the text, you will not be able to see through it. All right. So it's always good that besides skill, you activate this wash out command, so much so that once applied, the watermark actually appears blurred at the background. Okay, that is about the picture watermark. Now, if you want to do a text watermark, you want to customize the text watermark wherein probably you want maybe the name of the company or whatever it is you want to appear at the background of your text of your document, you can activate, you select when you reach at this stage of the printer watermark dialog box, right? You activate text watermark. When you select text watermark, what happens is you have to choose the language, the text, the font, the size, and all of that. So we're going to use the case of Vitget. The language, we'll leave it at English United States. The text in this case is going to be Vitget. I did not want to waste time typing the long name, Vocational Training Institute of Giddies for Advanced Technology and Entrepreneurship. So this is the name we want. We want the word Vitigate to appear behind our document. All right. Then we change the font, the handwriting. We can click the drop down arrow and then choose which handwriting we want to apply. Let me do Century Gothic. I click on it. Then the size. Remember, size here is how large or small the text is going to appear. So I can click on the drop down arrow here and choose my size. I can do 90, okay? Then the color. The color has to do with the color of the text. Should the text appear in black? Should it be brownish? What color should it carry? When you click on the color arrow, it opens to the color palette where you can choose from diverse colors the kind of color you want your watermark to carry. For me, I'm going to choose simply black, okay? Then the layout is simply whether it should be diagonally placed or it should be horizontally placed on your document. Diagonal, we're going to see that. Let's test all. Let's take diagonal and click apply. This is how our watermark is going to be. If it is horizontal, it's going to look like this. So you can choose whether to work with a diagonally placed text watermark or a horizontally placed text watermark. And do not forget, this semi-transparent should be ticked or should be active. It does the same job like washout. Are we good? So this is basically once your watermark has been inserted, remember you can simply click apply to let it go, to let it apply on your work, and then you click on close. So that is basically how to be able to insert a watermark in Microsoft Word. Let's try this on an already typed document because this is definitely blank. So I go to file and I go to existing documents and let's open to Trina Notes for graphic design. Oops, it already has a watermark. Anyways, let's just remove this watermark and add our own. All right. So to remove a watermark, remember I am zooming this by holding down my control key and scrolling with my mouse pointer to increase or reduce the percentage zoom. All right. Now to remove this existing watermark, what can we do? Go to design, go to watermark, and then we click remove watermark. Once you click that, the watermark automatically goes. Now let's add our own watermark on it since it's already an existing text. Same procedure. Insert tab, page background group, you click on the drop down arrow and you take custom watermark. This time around, we're going to do text, okay? And the text we're going to carry is VTGet. VTGet. The color of our text is going to be black, and then the handwriting is going to be Cascadian Mono. And the size we're going to use is going to be customized at 60 or 80. Let's do 80 and diagonal. So let's apply and see. Good. That is our watermark. So thank you all very much for joining me in today's session of the training on how to be able to apply watermarks on your work. Do not forget, a watermark is simply used to protect documents. It's simply a faint text or a faint image that appears at the background of a document that prevents piracy, prevents people from owning your document when it is yours, not theirs. It's used it can be used by companies by applying logos on their background and so on. So thank you very much and see you in the next class.